Welcome. This is Eddie, dropping some knowledge on this whole Craig Wright, Satoshi, Bitcoin, BSV for your ass today. So, recently, the verdict is in, and the defense wins on all charges except conversion. So let's talk about what that means. And the reason why I'm making this video, before I get into what that means, the reason why I'm making this video is because you still have people who are saying Craig Wright is not Satoshi, Craig Wright did not create Bitcoin, Craig Wright is a fraud. That is the reason I'm making this video. We are going to go ahead and look at the official court documents. I'm going to see what your peers, your 12 peers, concluded about Craig Wright and what he created and who he partnered with and if he committed any fraud. Now, this is the court. 12 of your peers listened to arguments for and against Craig Wright. And they reached a verdict yesterday, which is December the 6th, 2021. And what we are looking at right now is the official verdict form from the United States District Court, Southern District of Florida. Case number 18-CV-80176-Bloom-Reinhardt. Ira Kleinman, as a personal representative of the estate of David Kleinman and WNK Info Defense Research, LLC. Those are the plaintiffs versus Craig Wright, the defendant. So there were 25 questions on the verdict form. Okay. Verdict form. We, the jury, return the following verdict in this manner. In this matter. Verdict form. We, the jury, return the following verdict in this matter. Breach of partnership asserted by the estate of David Kleinman. Question number 1. Do you find that Craig Wright is liable to the estate of David Kleinman for breach of partnership? Your peers said no. If you answered no to question number 1, please skip to question number 3. Let's go to question number 3. Conversion. Do you find that Craig Wright is liable to the estate of David Kleinman and or WNK Info Defense Research, LLC for conversion? Answer yes or no. Your peers said yes. He's liable for conversion. Now, let's go ahead and take a quick look on what conversion is. What is conversion in law? Let's check out billgreen.law. Let's check out billgreen.law. What is conversion and why should you care? If someone has ever stolen your stuff or acted like they owned something that was really yours, you already understand the term. In this guide, we're breaking down everything you need to know about conversion as it relates to personal injury law and real-world examples. Conversion, when someone takes your property for themselves. Conversion, when someone takes your property for themselves or acts like something you own belongs to them. All right. The basics of conversion. Conversion is a legal expression that describes a civil tort when someone does something wrong, but criminal law is not broken, where one person converts another person's property for themselves, basically stealing. Other ways to think about it: when someone pretends to own something that belongs to someone else, or when someone does something to property that changes its value that they don't have the right to do because it isn't theirs to change. That's what conversion is. All right. So, do you find that Craig Wright is liable to the estate of David Kleinman and or WNK Info Defense Research LLC for conversion? Your peers said yes. All right. If you answered yes to question 3, please continue to question number 4. Question number 4. If you answered yes to question 3, identify the plaintiffs to whom Craig Wright is liable for conversion by placing an identifying mark, check, or X next to the one or both of the following: estate of David Kleinman, blank. Check mark next to WNK Info Defense Research LLC. Now, who is the jury telling Craig Wright owes, who he's liable to? Okay, so he's liable to WNK Info Defense Research LLC. But what does WNK Info Defense Research LLC do? Well, W is for Wright and K is for Kleinman, but it's for Lynn Wright, not for Craig Wright. So that's what the W in K's stands for, is Lynn Wright, not Craig Wright. So right now there's a court with that in processing where Lynn Wright is actually is the plaintiff in that case versus W.N. Klein against Kleinman. So that was yes. The jury said yes to that. All right. So question number 5. For each plaintiff you checked yes to in question 4, what is the amount of compensatory damages you find was caused by Craig Wright's conversion? Estate of David Kleinman, 0. WNK Info Defense Research LLC, 0 for the amount of Bitcoin. The amount of intellectual property is $100 million, which is a large number. $100 million. Now, again, that's not going to Kleinman. That's going to, remember, that's going to WNK Info Defense Research, which is owned by Lynn Wright and David Kleinman. All right. Now, please answer question number 6. Question number 6, civil theft. Do you find that either the estate of David Kleinman or WNK Info Defense Research LLC has proven its claim for civil theft against Craig Wright by clear and convincing evidence? No. The answer yes or no. Your peers said no. There was no clear evidence that Craig Wright stole anything. All right. If you answer no to question number 6, please skip to question number 9. Let's go to question number 9. Fraud. Asserted by the estate of David Kleinman and WNK Info Defense Research LLC. Question number 9. Do you find that Craig Wright is liable to the estate of David Kleinman and or WNK Info Defense Research LLC for fraud? No. Your peers said no. There was no fraud committed by Craig Wright against David Kleinman estate or and WNK Info Defense Research LLC. If you answered no to question number 9, please skip to question number 12. Constructive fraud. asserted by the estate of David Kleinman and W&K Info Defense Research, LLC. Do you find that Craig Wright is liable to the estate of David Kleinman and or W&K Info Defense Research, LLC for constructive fraud? Your peers said no. All right. If you answer no to question 12, please skip to question number 15. Let's go to question number 15. Breach of fiduciary duty. They ask your peers, do you find that Craig Wright is liable to W&K Info Defense Research, LLC for breach of fiduciary duty? Your peers said no. If you answer no to question 15, please skip to question 17. Question 17. Unjust enrichment. If you found for the estate of David Kleinman on its claim for breach of partnership in question number 1, you should skip the next 3 questions with respect to the estate of David Kleinman. Please answer them with respect to W&K Info Defense Research, LLC. Do you find that Craig Wright is liable to the estate of David Kleinman and or W&K Info Defense Research, LLC for unjust enrichment? Basically, did he get rich off of David Kleinman and or W&K Info Defense Research? They said no. Your peers said no. If you answer no to question 17, please skip to question 20. 25 questions at all. Question number 20, amount of Bitcoin. If you found for plaintiff's estate of David Kleinman and or W&K Info Defense Research, LLC on some or all of the claims above, what number of Bitcoin do you find belongs to the estate of David Kleinman? 0. W&K Info Defense Research, LLC. 0 number of Bitcoin. Question 21. Affirmative defense of statute of limitations. Basically, is everything within the statute of limitations, or has things past the statute of limitations? All right. So it basically says, did the jury think that these charges are past the statute of limitations and are barred, or do they state that they are within the statute of limitations? So do you find that any of the following claims by the estate of David Kleinman are barred by the statute of limitations? And the jury said basically breach of partnership, not barred. Conversion, not barred. Unjust enrichment, not barred. Fraud, not barred. Constructive fraud, not barred. So basically, I'm no attorney. This is not legal advice or anything like that. But what this says to me is that the jury treated the acts as though they are within the statute of limitations. They didn't say, oh, well, that happened too long ago, it's barred. No, they considered everything, so they checked not barred for all of that. Question number 22. Affirmative defense of statute of limitations. Do you find that any of the following claims by W&K Info Defense Research, LLC are barred the statute of limitations? Conversion, not barred. Unjust enrichment, not barred. Fraud, not barred. Constructive fraud, not barred. Breach of fiduciary duty, not barred. So this means that if they actually thought that Craig committed fraud at any time from 2008 to 2021, they said that was in the statute of limitation. So he's been cleared of any fraud whatsoever. Okay, by his peers. Please answer question number 23. Affirmative defense of laches. Do you find that any of the following claims by the estate of David Kleinman are barred by laches? Am I pronouncing that right?
Laches.
Yep. All right. Breach of partner. What is laches? Let me look that up. Unreasonable delay in making an assertion or claim, such as asserting a right, claiming a privilege, or making an application for redress, which may result in refusal. All right. So it sounds like basically similar to the statute of limitations, but a different way of saying it. So breach of partnership, not barred. Conversion, not barred. Unjust enrichment, not barred. Fraud, not barred. Constructive fraud, not barred. Civil theft, not barred. So they considered all of that. It was all on the table. Okay, so that's very telling of what the jury did. Being that they said is not barred, meaning that they had the option to penalize Craig or call Craig a fraud for anything. And your peers said that there was no fraud. He committed no motherfucking fraud. All right. So affirmative defenses of latches. Question number 24. Do you find that any of the following claims by W&K Info Defense Research LLC are barred by latches? Conversion, not barred. Unjust enrichment, not barred. Fraud, not barred. Constructive fraud, not barred. Breach of fiduciary duty, not barred. Civil theft, not barred. All right. Please answer question 25. Punitive damages. Question 25. If you found in favor of the estate of David Kleinman and or W&K Info Defense Research LLC on their conversion, fraud, or constructive fraud claims, then you must decide whether punitive damages are appropriate and, if so, determine the amount of punitive damages to award to the estate of David Kleinman and or W&K Info Defense Research LLC. Okay, so do you find that Craig Wright is liable to the estate of David Kleinman on claims asserted by the estate of David Kleinman for punitive damages? If the answer is yes, set forth the amount. Guess what your peer said? 0. Do you find that Craig Wright is liable to W&K Info Defense Research LLC on claims asserted by W&K Info Defense Research LLC for punitive damages? If the answer is yes, set forth the amount. Your peer said motherfucking 0. Please have the 4-person sign and date the verdict form. So say we all this 6th day of December 2021 signs the 4-person. There you have it, folks. Craig Satoshi Wright, not a fraud, according to your peers, which is the court of law. And I'm out.